To get the stringers mounted to the deck frame, we're going to use these LSCZ brackets, which will give us a good nailing connection between deck frame and the stringer. It'll get nailed to the deck frame first, and then these flanges will be able to get nailed to the stringer. So we can nail it to the deck frame, nail it to the stringer, and then this bottom portion of the bracket will end up getting bent to the underside, kind of wrap around that, and then you can also nail through these bottom holes into the bottom of the stringer. So we'll get nailing points on the stringer here, here, and up through the underside. So right where our post sits, we won't have any trouble putting the stringer up against the frame. It'll have full support along the whole length. But when we get further into these middle area with the stringers being in this middle section, they're not going to be resting against the deck frame with a whole lot of surface area. So we're going to actually add another board down below here so that this bottom part of the stringer will also have something to rest against. And we're going to do that with a chunk of a 2x10 cut down to fit in this spot here. So then once this gets put in, and we put our stringer up against it, it'll have surface down below and the deck frame to rest against, and we'll have plenty of surface to make sure our connector nails can go into some framing. So we are going to use these 8-inch screws to screw these up into the underside of this front beam, and we're gonna get some of these screws started since we're at pretty low clearance right now. I want this front face to be flush because that's what our stringer is going to be sitting against, is both this and this piece here. And we do have another layer back here that is going to add some extra strength, and we'll have it'll be some extra backing that we can make sure the nails have some meat to go into. So we know that our stair is going to be 48 inches wide, and since this is 48 inches wide at the front here, we're going to be able to mark our outside stringers and their horizontal locations. If we take our overall width of 48 inches minus the widths of all the stringers, which we'll have 4 of, we'll get 42. So then 42 we'll divide by the number of spaces between the stringers, which is 3. So that's 14 inches between the stringers. So 14 inches plus the 1.5 for the outer stringer is 15.5. So 15.5 for that side, and then 17 will give us our other width. So 17 plus 14 as our space between the stringers is 31. So we get a 31 plus 1.5 gives us 32.5. And there's our little space for that stringer. And then our far stringer is just going to be 1.5 from the edge. So because we are not using any subtreads, we're going to be able to put the top step of the stringer the same distance below the top of the frame as our regular riser height. So we got 6 1/8 on here. We're going to set this at 6 1/8. Our decking is going to sit even with the top of each of these steps and even with the top of the frame here. that is different than if we were to use a subtread on each step. So if we were using a subtread on each step, we would have to drop this down 1.5 inches so that the spot where our decking sits is 6 1/8 below the deck surface. Since we are running our blocking between our stringers on this one though, we'll just leave it and we won't have to subtract anything because nothing is going to get put on top of the stringer below the decking. So why am I not using subtreads on this deck? Well, I have a set ground level and a very short rise. It's about 1.5 inches shorter than I normally like it to be. And this bottom step is already as thin as I'd like to make it. So instead of cutting another 1.5 inches off of this and putting a subtread in that space, I'm just leaving it at this height and gonna mount the blocking between the stringers rather than a subtread on top of it. You may have built a deck for wood decking with your stringers at 16 to even 24 inches on center. Because of how stiff that wood decking is, you can get away with that. But when we're working with composite decking, we have to have our stringers closer together. Most manufacturers recommend somewhere between 9 and 12 inches, and some of them even recommend having support beneath the entire width of the deck board. We're doing 4 stringers on a 48-inch wide stair, and they're going to be 15.5 inches on center. Now that is more than the recommended, but when we put pieces of blocking in between each stringer, or when you put a subtread across the top of each step of the stringer, that's adding support the entire length of that deck board. So we're able to get around that, cut less stringers, and we're also adding other benefits with those blocking pieces or subtreads with more area to mount our rail posts to. We're preventing some of the chip out that might happen when you screw into the very end of a stringer nose, and so that's why we go with blocking or subtreads instead of just putting more stringers in. So let's get back to actually mounting our stringer. So this bracket here is going to end up behind this stringer where it touches the deck, and then this bottom portion of this bracket is going to get bent up to touch the bottom spine of the stringer. So first we're going to get it mounted. We want this part of the flange, this middle part of the bracket, to be right about at the corner so we can bend it right in the middle of that. But we're not going to bend it yet. We're going to get it nailed to the deck first, and we want it to make the stringer be flush with the outside of the deck so that our fascia on the deck here can line up with the fascia that's going to go on the side of the stringer. So this is where our stringers are going to sit based off our mark from earlier. And that's about 1 inch below the mark we made. So we can just kind of remember that for when we mount our stringers in a second. Now this bracket is going to get secured to the deck with 3-inch nails, and then we're going to end up with 1.5 inch nails going through the bracket into the side of the stringer. So we're just going to do 3-inch nails for now. So now that we got our bracket in place with the nails in the upper section, we'll move this stringer to make sure it hits the deck at the mark that we made, which is the same height as the riser, and nail it in with 1.5 inch nails. now that we've got our portion here nailed onto the stringer and it's in place at the correct height, we can bend this bottom part up, and we should be as close to that stringer spine as possible. 1.5 inch nails through the side. Pretty solid there. Then we're going to take these 3-inch nails and come up through the bottom. So there's some holes down underneath here that we can go into. So we have our next stringer here, our mark for the top of the stringer. Then we're gonna put our bracket down a little bit from there. We had about 1 inch between the mark and the bracket on that one, so we're gonna do the same here. And we do want to make sure this is straight up and down. I'm gonna keep going with the nails. And you can see our regular rim stops right about here, and this is that piece we added for the extra backing. So we're going to have extra space for those nails to go into on the framing. Now you may have seen stringer brackets like these or like these that you can mount to the deck and the underside of your stringer, like so, or like so, and they're already bent, and they are handy if you can find them. The only thing about these is that you may encounter issues when you get to like the edge of your deck. You're going to either have to bend this over or just switch to using the LSCZ bracket we have been using that doesn't have any nail holes off to the side of the deck. So we're just going to use an LSCZ again on this side, but we are going to flip the flanges to the inside so that when we put our nails in, the heads aren't going to stick out on the outside, and we can run our fascia down as flush as possible and none of the nail heads are going to get in the way.